Once upon a time, Thumbelina and the prince were getting married when the mole came and said, "Not so fast, I'll not let you marry her. If you want to find her, you have to find 2 clues." Then the mole disappeared underground. And then the prince saw the first clue. It was a tray full of candy. And then he went to Country Mouse's house, and then she offered him candy. And then he tasted paper. And then it showed a picture of a den. And then the prince went to the den, and then he saw Thumbelina, and then the mole chased after them and said, "Give me back my wife." And then he raced back to the castle with Thumbelina, and then the next day when she woke, she remembered that mole hates sun. So then she went to the meadow, and then she walked and walked for a little while. Walked and walked and walked and walked until she got to the meadow. Then she found some thread. "Perfect," she said. And then she found Sparrow drinking from the waterfall. She asked if he could help. "Yes," Sparrow said. "So what's the plan to catch him more?" And then I will tie this thread around a tree, and then you will find a nice leaf and tie the rest of the thread around the stem of the leaf. But there is going to be an extra piece of thread so you can pull Mole up. How do you know if he's gonna come back? Because he wants to marry me. So then the next day, after a little while, they went to the trees, and then Thumbelina hung the net around sparrows around a branch, and then Mole came and said, "I can't wait to marry Thumbelina." And then the sparrow said, I saw Mole," and then Mole was captured, and then Thumbelina and the prince got married. And then the mole got out. Then the prince went to check on Mole, but he was gone. So he went to tell everybody while Mole was going back to his den and to think of another plan. But the prince told everyone Mole was gone. So then everyone went outside, but Thumbelina just walked. But Thumbelina and Country Mouse just walked. But the mole came back, but he didn't see Thumbelina. So he went to go get a drink from the waterfall. But then Sparrow was waiting outside. But then the prince was waiting. Then Thumbelina, but then Country Mouse got Sparrow's back, and then they flew. And then they landed really close to Country Mouse's house. But they waited for Thumbelina because Thumbelina was still trying to land. And then she was almost there. Then she landed near Country Mouse's house. But they wanted to fly to the den, so they flew up into the sky. And then Thumbelina and the prince. So then they looked. When everyone landed, they were going to look around the den, but there was no sign of Mole anywhere. But they still looked. They looked inside and outside. They even looked around, but they couldn't find any sign of Mole. But they still wanted to find her. But Mole was still drinking from the waterfall. So everyone was still looking, but no sign of Mole. So they flew up into the sky, and then they soared through the clouds, and they soared and soared, and they were getting closer to the meadow, but everyone had to land. So after everyone flew up into the air and landed into the meadow, they would go to the waterfall and check if he was there getting a drink. But Mo was still trying to figure out a plan. He was so close. They flew and flew, and they flew until they landed close to until they landed in the meadow, and they kept on flying. But they just had to wait for Sparrow and Country Mouse to get down, and then they all landed in the meadow. And then they were at the meadow. The prince almost got captured, but Country Mouse and Sparrow saved him. But the mole chased after them. But Thumbelina had a plan. She just had to get back to the castle. So everyone raced back to the castle. Thumbelina had a plan, but she had to get all the way back down to the castle, and then she grabbed the trap that Mo was in, and then she made it stronger. She sat on her throne, and then the prince got down and went inside, and then Country Mouse and Sparrow were gonna land, and then they landed, and then they were going inside, and then she hung it in the castle, and then she sat on her throne. Then the prince got there and asked her what the plan was, but she told them. And then when everybody got there, she told them what the plan was. Then they just had to wait for Mole, and then Mole came, and